Hello friends, and welcome to the tutorial on parsing data. At the end of this tutorial, you will be able to split a string using a delimiter, remove the white space around the string, convert the data types of variables from one type to another. So before beginning this tutorial, we would suggest you to complete the tutorial on Get Started with Lists. So now invoke the IPython interpreter by typing IPython on your terminal. As you can see, each record consists of fields separated by a colon in the file sslc.txt. The first record in the region code, then roll number, the name, marks of second language, then first language, max, science, and social and total marks. Our job is to calculate the arithmetic mean of all the max marks in the region B. Now let us understand what is meant by parsing data. From the input file, we can see that the data we have in the form of text. Parsing this data is all about reading it and converting it into a form which can be used for computations. In our case, it will be a sequence of numbers. We can clearly see that the problem involves reading the files and tokenizing. Let us learn about tokenizing strings. We shall define a string first. So type line is equal to, within double quotes, parse this, then a long space and string. We are now going to split the string into on white space. So type line dot split closing bracket. As you can see, we get a list of strings, which means when split is called without any arguments, it splits on white space. In simple words, all the spaces are treated as one big space. The function split can also split on a string of our choice. This is achieved by passing that as an argument. But first, let's define a simple record from the file. So type record is equal to, within double quotes, a semicolon 015163 semicolon Joseph Raj S semicolon 83 semicolon 42 47 0 72 244. Now type record dot split and within brackets in single quotes semicolon. We can see that the string is split on the semicolon and we get each field separately. We can also observe that an empty string appears in this list since there are two semicolons without anything in between. In short, splits on white space if called without an argument and splits on the given argument if it is called with an argument. So pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume the video. So split the variable line using a space as argument. Is it same as splitting without an argument? So type on the terminal record dot split, then closing brackets. We see that when we split on space, multiple white spaces are not clubbed as one and there is an empty string every time there are two consecutive spaces. Now that we know how to split strings, we can split the record and retrieve each field separately. But there is one problem. The region code B and a B surrounded by white space are treated as two different regions. Hence we must find a way to remove all the white space around a string so that the region code B and a B with white spaces are dealt as same. This is possible by using the strip method of strings. Let us define a string by typing. Now switch to terminal and type unstripped is equal to double quotes in a long space, then B again a long space. And type unstrip dot strip then closing brackets. we can see that the strip removes all the white spaces around the sentence. So pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume. So what happens to the white space inside sentence when it is stripped? We see that the white space inside the sentence is only removed and the rest remains unaffected. So type a_str is equal to double quotes, in double quotes, long space, then white, then again a space, then type space, then long space. Okay, then hit enter. Then type a_str dot strip closing brackets. But now we know that enough to separate fields from the record and to strip out any white space. The only roadblock we now have is conversion of string to float. The splitting and stripping operation are done on a string and the result is also a string. Hence the marks that we have are all strings and mathematical operations are not possible on them. We must convert them into numbers, maybe integers or floats, before we can perform mathematical operations on them. So we shall look at converting strings into floats. We define a float string first. So type mark_str is equal to, within double quotes, 1.25, then mark is equal to int within brackets float, again within brackets mark_str, then type within brackets mark_str, then type, then brackets mark. We can see that string is converted to float. We can perform mathematical operations on them now. So now pause the video here and try out the following exercise. Then resume the video. So what happens if you do int within brackets 1.25? So type int within double quotes 1.25 in the terminal and hit enter. It raises an error since converting a float string into integer directly is not possible. It involves an intermediate step of converting to float. Hence we will have to do the following conversions. So type dcml_str is equal to within double quotes 1.25, then flt is equal to float dcml_str within brackets. Then type flt, then number is equal to int within brackets flt, then type number. Using int, it is also possible to convert float into integers. Now that we have all the machinery required to parse the file, let us solve the problem. We first read the file line by line and parse each record. We then see if the region code B is B and store the marks accordingly. So type mat_marks_b is equal to closing brackets, then hash an empty file list to store the marks for line in open within brackets in double quotes /home/fossee/sslc.txt, then colon, then in the next line and the second line you have to type for line in open, then within brackets in double quotes /home/fossee/sslc.txt, then a colon, then after that you should type fields is equal to line dot split, then within brackets in double quotes colon, then semicolon, then region underscore code is equal to fields within square brackets 0, then region underscore code underscore stripped is equal to region underscore code dot strip within closing brackets, then math underscore mark underscore str is equal to fields within square brackets 5, then math underscore mark is equal to float within brackets math underscore mark underscore str, then type if region underscore code is equal to in double quotes b, colon, then math underscore mark underscore b dot append within brackets math underscore mark, and hit enter. Now we have all the math marks of region B in the list math underscore marks underscore B. To get the mean, we just have to sum the marks and divide by the length. So type math underscore marks underscore mean is equal to sum within brackets math underscore marks underscore B divided by, that is slash len within brackets math underscore marks underscore B, then hit enter. Then type math underscore marks, you see math underscore marks underscore mean, hence we get our final output. So this is how we split and read such a huge data and perform computations on it. So this brings us to the end of the tutorial, and in this tutorial we have learned to tokenize a string using various delimiters like semicolon, then split the data separated by delimiters using the function split, then get rid of extra white spaces around using the strip function, then convert data types of numbers from one type to another, then parse input data and perform computations on it. So here are some self-assessment questions for you to solve. So first one, how do you split the string within double quotes? Guido Rosum Python to get the words, and those are split by semicolons. And the second question, how will you remove the extra white spaces in this sentence within double quotes hello world with some space? And the third question, what does int within brackets in double quotes 20.0 produce? And the options are 20, 20.0, then error, then within double quotes 20. And we'll just look at the answers. The first one, we can split the string, the semicolons, by passing it as an argument into the split function as line.split within brackets semicolon. The second question, hello world dot strip function will remove the extra white spaces around the string. And the last one, int within brackets and double quotes 20.0 will give an error because converting a float string 20.0 directly into integer is not possible. So we hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful. Thank you.